So most of my white wines are very, very slow to ferment. So what I mean by slow is usually somewhere between 6 and 10 months to complete primary fermentation, which is really, really long by American winemaking standards in my experience. And so I always see forms of oxidation towards the end. And when I hit them with sulfur, they sort of rebound, right? And they become something completely different. But then as those wines age and say they become 5, 6, 7 years older in white wine, a lot of those compounds eventually sort of rebound. And then as the wines age, they start to get a little bit more similar again when a lot of the free sulfur sort of wears down in the wine and starts to show its oxidation again. I think for me, one of the things that would be really cool to talk about is the importance of threshold and perception. So everything that we smell and we taste, we have different thresholds. Some things you can smell at a fraction of another, right? And sometimes all it takes is just for that compound to be present enough that it can just kind of dominate sort of the whole scene. Like TCA, for example, right? It doesn't take a whole lot of concentration in that to totally mute a wine. And then there's also Brettanomyces. So when you're looking at 4-ethylphenol and 4-ethylglycol, it's the same thing. Incredibly small concentrations, completely overrides the wine. It's not that the aromas of the cherry and all these other kinds of things aren't still there anymore. You just can't perceive it because you're overwhelmed, right? Your aromas you just can't take it in. And so I think in the case of oxidation, if you're looking at varietal expression, it would make sense that sure, there's likely what he might be describing is the fact that the aromas and flavors that are being presented by that oxidation are just simply sort of in a concentration state that it just sort of overrides the wine, and you start to lose track of more of the subtleties and stuff that would then be revealed with sulfur and thus kind of show you the underlying characteristics of the wine.